वहां पर राजस्थान एंड ओमान। चलिए मैं आपको दिखाई देता हूँ एक काम करता हूँ। मेरे को लगता नहीं है आप लोग करोगे इस क्लास के बाद, मुझे लगता नहीं है कोई करता होगा। मैं खुद नहीं करता था, कोचिंग से आके मैं खुद छोड़ देता। So Oman is the country or this place. Okay, Oman is here. Oman is here. So in this way, we will also do world map also. Okay, world map also we will do. So this is the region of, this is your Saudi Arab. Okay, this is your Saudi Arab region. As you can see, this is your Saudi Arab region. Okay, the nearby countries are Oman, Yemen, Oman, Yemen, यूनाइटेड अरब एमिरेट्स, जहां पे दुबई है। ओके, दुबई ये रहा, here it is Dubai. Next was your Afghanistan. Afghanistan is here. Okay, Afghanistan is here. And next, first of all, we go from India to Pakistan, India to Pakistan, Pakistan to Afghanistan, Pakistan to Afghanistan, and then Iran, and then Iran. Okay, these are the countries: Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. These are the countries that were separated from Russia in 1991. In 1991, these are the countries that were separated from Russia. Okay, so these Istan wali countries jitni bhi hai, leaving Afghanistan and Pakistan, leaving Afghanistan and Pakistan, बाकी जितनी भी कंट्रीज हैं जिनमें इस्तान लगा हुआ है, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, these were the parts of Russia before 1990. Okay, before 1990, these were the parts of Russia. So Iran, and then Iraq, okay, Baghdad, जहाँ पे हम बगदादी के बारे में भी सुनते हैं, ठीक है, Baghdadi IS terrorist. So Iraq is a very peaceful nation, although, but in some of the areas, there is international criminal known as Baghdadi. He was recently killed by USA, and ISIS has also lost its route from that place. Now Iraq is a very peaceful and highly developing country, and it is just focusing its ideology to be made just like that of foreign nations. They are not wearing burqas and all these things. So they have a open nature. Open nature. Iraq has a open nature, and Iran doesn't have a open nature. They all live in burqa. They all just focus on just Muslim community type ideology. Okay, Iran, Muslim community type ideology, which nations have? Iran and Saudi Arab. So Iran have certain countries in its influence, just like Turkmenistan, uh, Azerbaijan, Turkey, Georgia. These are the countries which are influenced by Iran, and Saudi Arabia influence United Arab Emirates, whatever its surrounding countries. But one of these countries, that is Yemen, it is having a dispute over here. Okay, so this region is very much unknown to many peoples. Okay, so Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, Iraq, and then Syria. Okay, Damascus, Lebanon, and then here is Israel. Okay, here is West Bank. West Bank is also known as Palestine. Here is Jordan. So you can see that Israel is a Jewish nation. But it is surrounded from five sides. It is surrounded by Muslim nations. Okay, that keep on attacking on Israel. In a year, in some of the year of 1990, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Egypt, and Gaza Strip, all five combinedly attacked on Israel, and Israel defeated all five of them. Israel defeated all five of them. So in this way, Israel is a Jewish nation between Muslim nation, between Muslim nations. Okay, so this is your Asia. Here is Strait of Hormuz. Strait of Hormuz has a dispute with between Iran-led group and Saudi Arab-led group. Saudi Arab-led group. So this is the region of dispute, because Saudi Arab is supported by USA, and USA is the biggest enemy of Iran. USA is the biggest enemy of Iran. So now we will do Indus Valley Civilization particularly. I've shown you all the places. 10, Afghanistan and Iran. Afghanistan and Iran. Gold, Karnataka. Precious stones, Gujarat, Iran. Gujarat, Iran, Afghanistan. So sequence wise क्या होगा? गुजरात के बाद क्या था? Afghanistan and then Iran. Food supply for city. People living in countryside were the source of supply. They grew wheat, barley, pulses, peas, rice, sesame, linseed, and mustard. So what people used to grow up here? They grew wheat, barley. Food supply for city. All of you, please write the note as fast as possible. Okay. People living in countryside were the source of supply. They grew wheat, barley, pulses, peas, sesame, linseed, तिल का तेल जिसे कहते हैं, ठीक है, linseed and mustard oil जिसे बनता है, ठीक है. The plow were of wooden. Now the plow is, although in today's time it is also made from wood, but the part which drills the soil, that conical part is made up of iron. Okay, such that it is a solid part, so it drills it very well. Okay. But in Indus Valley Civilization time period, iron was unknown. So that's why the plow were completely wooden. Were used toys survived. Must be having irrigation. Collected fruits like bear. They also reared cattle. Sheep, goat, buffalo. Okay. They also rear cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo. In dry season, to be taken to faraway pastures. Caught fishes. Okay, caught fishes. So these are the particular birds. The NCERT has written a long sentence on them. So these are the short frames of the NCERT. This is the short frame of NCERT, because in NCERT what we do, we study 3-4 pages continuously by giving efforts, just like we will crack that IAS on the very next day. But after a few 2 to 3 days, what happens? We get bored. We always get bored from it. NCERT is just boring. That's why it need to be classified into short notes. Hunted wild animals like antelope. Harappan's towns in Gujarat. Dholavira, located on Khadet Bed, in run of Kutch. In run of Kutch. Kutch की spelling आप सभी को पता होगी, because Google writes it wrong. That's why majority of India writes it wrong. So never believe on Google at your 100%. Fresh water and fertile soil. Fresh water and fertile soil divided in three parts. Divided in three parts. Surrounded with massive stones. Surrounded with massive stones. Stone walls. Stone walls. Surrounded with massive stone walls. Gateway entrances. Gateway entrances. Large open area for ceremonies. Large open area for ceremonies. As you all must have seen that in colonies there is a community hall. There is always a community hall. So that's why the majority of the peoples do their parties in the community hall, or either in the playground, or either in the playground that is used by all peoples in the society, that is used by all peoples in the society. So large open area for ceremonies, a large open area for ceremonies, that culture is still followed in good colonies. Okay. Large letters of Harappan scripts, large letters of Harappan scripts on white stone, on white stones, unique. Large letters of हड़प्पन स्क्रिप्ट. हड़प्पन स्क्रिप्ट कौन सी थी? पिक्टोग्राफिक. हमेशा याद रखना, पिक्टोग्राफिक. So your Dhalavira, Dhalavira is here. Okay, your Dhalavira is here. Your Dhalavira is here. Okay, and try to always draw the map along with your notes. Dhalavira located on this we have done. Next is Lothal. Lothal at the bank of tributary of Sabarmati. Sabarmati ashram that was of Gandhiji. Okay, at the bank of tributary of Sabarmati, Sabarmati river, at the bank of tributary of Sabarmati, near Gulf of Khambat, near Gulf of Khambat. And Dholavira was at the bait of Ran of Kutch. Okay, so Gulf of Khambat. Sorry, dockyard. So it was a dockyard. Means from at this place, the ships were transferred from one place to another. The ships were transferred from one place to another. Okay, the ships travel for the sake of trade to Egypt civilization. मतलब द मम्मी को देखे आते होंगे, जो द मम्मी बनी थी ना, तो उसे देखे आते होंगे जी, ले लो आपके लिए पट्टी लेकर आए हैं, कॉटन की पट्टी है. सो उसे कॉटन की पट्टी में मेरे को लगता है इन्होंने इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन वालों ने बांध के रख दिया होगा पिरामिड्स में. क्योंकि कॉटन तो यही उगाते थे, तो कॉटन की पट्टी कहाँ से आई? यही देके गए होंगे उन्हें कॉटन की पट्टी. सो इजिप्ट की सिविलाइजेशन में भी हमने काम करे हुए हैं सारे. सो सेमी प्रीशियस स्टोन्स अवेलेबल nearby. Semi precious stones available nearby. So center for making objects of stones, shell and metal. Center for making objects of stone, shell and metal. Storehouse present. Okay, storehouse were present. So wherever the trade happens, there is always a storehouse. Okay, storehouse presents. Seals. So as I've told you, seals were the mark. means it was a brand of India. So seals were also seen in Egyptian civilization. We come to know about Indus Valley civilization proof, from where we get the proof that Egyptian civilization were having the seals of India. Were having the seals of India. It basically implies that India used to sell all its product to Egyptian civilization, that is Mesopotamian civilization. Mesopotamia civilization. Okay, seals and sealings found in these storehouses. So they were kept in storehouses in a large amount. They were kept. The mystery civilization ended. So how the civilization ended, i just I'm just telling you that how the civilization ended. So the civilization was just like I am talking about Indus Valley civilization. In this civilization, what we have seen, the people were irrigating. The people were irrigating, and just like in the region of Punjab nowadays, you must have seen that in the region of Punjab they are saying the salt has come out from the soil. The salt has come out from the soil. So क्या होता है कि एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम पीरियड के बाद अगर वहां पे खेती ज्यादा हो जाती है या फिर ओवर इरिगेशन होना शुरू हो जाता है, तो वहां पे उस सॉइल में सॉल्ट आना शुरू हो जाता है, मींस वहां का प्रोडक्शन लेवल घट गया। ओके, प्रोडक्शन लेवल घट गया। ठीक है। अब वहां पे इंडस रिवर की एक प्रॉपर्टी है, आप सभी देखते होंगे कि उसमें बाढ़ आती रहती है कंटिन्यूअसली। सो बाढ़ इतना बड़ा फैक्टर नहीं हो सकता, बिकॉज एज वी हैव सीन दैट देयर वाटर मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम वाज वेरी गुड। सो बाढ़ इतना बड़ा फैक्टर नहीं हो सकता, बट कुछ सिटीज के लिए हो सकता है। ठीक है, कुछ सिटीज के लिए हो सकता है। And it was used to believe that Aryans invaded at their time period, but when we check the facts and the figures, so we check that Aryans came to India. Aryans came to India from Central Asia. Central Asia means Baghdad region. Okay, Baghdad region. ठीक है, the region of Baghdad. From there, the Aryans came to India, but they came after 500 years approximately. So the end of Indus Valley civilization is still a mystery. Is still a mystery because we haven't decoded their pictographic languages. Okay, that's why it is still very much mystery. But we believe many of the factors have led to the end of this civilization. This civilization was very well developed, because if we check any factor, if we check just like Aryans invaded and they killed them and they go back, so we cannot focus on them. Okay? In Mohenjo-daro, Mohenjo-daro is known as Mound of Dead. Mohenjo-daro, एक वर्ड इसके सामने लिखना, Mohenjo-daro is known as Mound of Dead. So there are many dead bodies. It means they must be having any war for that. Okay, they must be having any war related to that. So many of the factors must have influenced their migration, or they were focusing on sustainable. It might be possible that the climate must have changed at their time period, or something wrong must have happened, just like COVID-19 have happened in this region. Okay, something wrong must have happened. Diseases can be a problem also. So in this way, what happens that the Indus Valley civilization ended, and we are not having any proof, but we are having some of the proofs that they begin to shift towards the region of Ganga. The people of Indus Valley civilization, they begin to move towards the region of Ganga, and when the Aryans invaded, they begin to move towards southern India. They begin to move towards southern India, and those who are those who get interacted with Aryans, they are known as Das. Das. They are known as Das. Okay, those means Das basically means those peoples, just like Indus Valley civilization people, or someone who was just living in India. Okay, we don't even know who are they. Okay, but we call them pure Indians. pure Indians, we call them pure Indians. But India is a controversial nation because many of the rulers came, many of the leaders from other parts of the countries came, many of the Britishers also came to India. So India is a focus point of all over the world because all of them, even Alexander have came to India. So all of them have came to India. So India is a mixture. India is basically a mixture. But we call Das as those who were Das. They were called as pure Indians, but they get interacted with Aryans. They get married with Aryans. Okay, they get married with Aryans. So Aryans have the property that they have the fair color. Fair color. They have the fair color. Indians have the property. They have the blackish color, means not fully black, but they have the blackish color. So Indians were having the property that they are having the blackish color, and Aryans were having the property that they have the white color and long height and very tall and very tall. So in this way, what we regard as just nowadays, what we see that these properties are seen in some of the communities, just like Jats and Rajputs. So Jats and Rajputs in these communities, we see see this property that their color is fair. Okay, that their color is fair, but a little wheatish, but a little wheatish. So it is also seen in present time that northern India people are wheatish in color. So they are basically the Das. Okay, Das who interacted with Aryans, and they get this property, they get this Aryan's property and Indian property. So they were the mixed. Okay, they are having both the properties, that is of Aryans who came from Central Asia, uh, basically some of the communities like Jats and Rajputs. So they are considered to be as warrior, as you must have seen in Indian Army also, that Jats and Rajput regiment are separated because of historic reasons, because of the historic reasons related to Rigvedic civilization time period. Okay, related to Rigvedic civilization, and those who left northern India and they go towards southern India, they were known as Dasyus. They were known as Dasyus. So Dasyus were Dravidians. Dravidians. Okay, Dasyus were Dravidians who didn't interacted with Aryans, who didn't interacted with Aryans, but they adopted some of their gods also. But Dasyus, what happens? They didn't interacted by people. But what happens to them? They get influenced by the gods of the Aryans, by the gods of Aryans, just like uh, Varuna, Agni, and Indra. So Indra and sun god, okay, the god of sun. These are the properties of Central Asian gods. These are the properties of Central Asian gods. So we get influenced by their gods. Okay, by their gods we get influenced, and in this way we created our god culture, that is of Indra, Varun, Agni, and many other gods. So we were influenced by their gods. Dravids were also influenced by their gods. So in this way, the system was generated after Indus Valley civilization. Okay, civilization ended around 1800 BC. People left area. People left the area. No more use of these seals and weights. No more use of these seals and weights. Raw materials imported decline. Raw materials imported decline. Okay, take a second. Give me one second. Oh, it's just going raw materials imported decline. Raw materials imported decline. Civilization ended around 1800 BC. People left the area. No more use of seals. No more use of seals and weights. No more use of seals and weights. Raw materials imported decline. Imported decline. Mohenjo-daro, garbage piled up, less impressive houses built it. Less impressive houses built it. As I've shown you that they used to construct a single story or double story flat like structure, flats like structure in present day time period. And they have the solid flats, not just like local flat materials in present day time period. They were having solid flats. Settlements moved towards east and south. Settlement moved towards east, that is Ganges region, and the southern region. Settlement moves towards east and south. Multiple theories. Multiple theories. What are the multiple theories? Floods, droughts. Ruler lost their power. Rulers lost their powers. So these are the multiple theories that how they declined, how the basically the Indus Valley civilization peoples declined. New cities emerged around 500 BC. New cities emerged around 500 BC. So the relation with Egypt we will do tomorrow. The relation with Egypt. Okay. We will do today also. Dry desert except along Nile River. Dry desert except along Nile River. 3000 BC. Kings ruled it. Kings ruled it. Sent armies for gold. Sent armies for gold, silver, ivory. Gold, silver, ivory. Okay. Sent armies for gold, silver, ivory. Uh, Gold, silver, ivory, timber, and precious stones. So these things were not found in India. Were not found in India. So that's why we used to send armies for the sake of gold, silver, ivory, timber, and precious stones. Built huge tombs called pyramids. So for preserving the bodies of kings and mummies. A large number of objects buried along. A large number of objects buried along. We used to trade with them, and they have the stocks of gold, silver, ivory, timber, and precious stones. Egypt civilization has the stock of gold, silver, ivory, timber, and precious stones. Okay, they were having the stocks, so that's why we used to trade with them and occupy the gold, silver, timber. Timber we don't utilize, okay, but precious stones we take it from them. We take it from them. Okay, so this is all for this class. Next chapter fifth we will do tomorrow. Join me at 10:15. 10:15. Okay, join me exactly at 10:15. No late.